permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Inilah
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Terlebih dahulu saya ingin mengucapkan syabas dan tahniah kepada Yayasan Impak, iaitu sebuah pertubuhan NGO yang menjalankan aktiviti-aktiviti berkaitan dengan kebajikan dan pendidikan. Dan dalam masa 3 tahun ini, salah satu daripada aktiviti yang besar ialah memberikan tuition ataupun bantuan, kelas-kelas bantuan untuk calon-calon yang menghadapi peperiksaan SPM. Pada peringkat awalnya hanya sebuah negeri saja, iaitu di Kedah, Darul Aman. Tetapi pada tahun lepas, program mereka ni telah mencakupi 3 buah negeri, iaitu Kedah, Perak dan Sabah. Sebanyak 48 buah sekolah di mana aktiviti secara bersemuka dengan para pakar-pakar pendidikan, guru-guru cemerlang untuk memberikan bimbingan kepada pelajar-pelajar. Di samping itu, terdapat 143 buah sekolah yang mengadakan aktiviti secara hybrid, maknanya mereka mengikuti sama program itu melalui online. Dan saya difahamkan bahawa dalam program untuk calon-calon SPM ini pada tahun lepas, lebih daripada 100,000 orang pelajar telah mendapat faedah daripada program ini secara online, terutamanya pelajar-pelajar yang tinggal di luar bandar ataupun di kawasan-kawasan perdalaman yang sukar untuk mendapat kelas-kelas bimbingan ini telah menyatakan penghargaan mereka kepada Yayasan Impak kerana mereka juga telah mendapat peluang di dalam program tuition ataupun persediaan untuk peperiksaan SPM. Yang keduanya, saya juga ingin merakamkan ucapan ribuan terima kasih kepada Ketua Pengarah Pelajaran Malaysia, Kementerian Pendidikan yang telah menyokong usaha-usaha Yayasan Impak untuk membantu pelajar-pelajar dalam aktiviti SPM ini. Juga kepada Pengarah Pendidikan Negeri Kedah yang telah memberi kebenaran kepada Majlis Guru Cemerlang Negeri Kedah, iaitu pakar-pakar dalam peperiksaan SPM ini telah turut sama membantu program ini, dan juga ucapan terima kasih kepada pengetua-pengetua sekolah-sekolah yang terlibat serta guru-guru yang turut membantu program ini diadakan. InsyaAllah dengan kerjasama dan bantuan itu, pada tahun ini diharap program ini akan berjalan dengan baik dan lancar. Yang ketiganya, ingin juga saya nyatakan bahawa sedikit sebanyak program yang diadakan oleh Yayasan Impak ini telah dapat membantu pelajar-pelajar, dan ini mungkin melibatkan pelajar-pelajar yang telah mengambil peperiksaan yang lepas. Sebagaimana kita tahu, jumlah pelajar-pelajar yang mendapat keputusan adalah lebih baik jika dibandingkan dengan tahun sebelumnya. Jadi saya yakin kerana dengan kemajuan internet, ICT dan program-program online yang diadakan ini telah dapat membantu pelajar-pelajar tak kira di mana sahaja mereka berada. Dan salah satunya ialah program yang telah dibuat oleh Yayasan Impak ini, dan itulah harapan kita, sekurang-kurangnya pelajar-pelajar mendapat faedah daripada aktiviti yang diadakan. Dan saya ucapkan tahniah kepada pelajar-pelajar tahun lepas yang telah berjaya mendapat keputusan yang cemerlang dalam peperiksaan mereka. Akhir sekali, saya ingin menasihatkan kepada pelajar-pelajar ataupun calon-calon SPM tahun ini supaya bersedia lebih awal. Jadi kita ada masa lagi sekarang ini sebelum menduduki peperiksaan. Jadi banyaklah membaca, membuat ulang kaji, bertanya kepada guru-guru dan mengadakan perbincangan-perbincangan dengan rakan-rakan. Ini akan memudahkan kita untuk memahami sesuatu konsep ataupun sesuatu istilah ataupun apa saja yang terdapat dalam mata pelajaran yang diajar di sekolah untuk membantu kita menduduki peperiksaan nanti. Dan di samping itu, jaga kesihatan, jaga makan, tidur yang cukup, dan juga selalulah mendapat bimbingan daripada guru-guru dan ibu bapa. Sudah tentulah ibu bapa juga saya rasa akan memberi kerjasama kepada calon-calon untuk memastikan anak-anak mereka dapat menduduki peperiksaan ini dengan lebih sempurna. Jadi saya yakin dengan doa restu daripada ibu bapa dan guru-guru, calon-calon SPM pada tahun ini akan beroleh kejayaan. Dan akhirnya, satu daripada perkara yang penting juga ialah berdoa. Sentiasalah berdoa sebelum kita menduduki peperiksaan nanti, insya-Allah anda semua akan beroleh kejayaan. Dan akhir kata, sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Yayasan Impak yang telah mengadakan program yang sangat berfaedah kepada pelajar-pelajar di seluruh negara. Sekian, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Program Impak XPM 2023-2024 adalah lanjutan dan pengeluasan usaha yang telah dilaksana untuk pelajar-pelajar SPM yang telah menzahirkan keberhasilan yang menetaskan maklum balas amat positif dari pelbagai pihak. Maka Yayasan Impak mengalu-alukan kebersamaan dan dukungan pihak yang berkongsi hasrat dan bertaut niat untuk menyantuni pula pelajar-pelajar SPM menuju kejayaan peperiksaan demi masa depan mereka. Program ini telah terbit dari Cakna dan Kepedulian Impak tentang masalah pelajar-pelajar tingkatan 5 menghadapi peperiksaan SPM akibat ketiadaan atau kekurangan kelas-kelas bersemuka selama hampir 3 tahun kerana musibah COVID. Pengajaran dan pembelajaran di rumah PDPR yang mengganti kelas-kelas biasa amat menyukar dan membebani penerimaan justru membendung proses pembelajaran. Bahana kepada pelajar-pelajar ini semestinya getir kerana SPM adalah landasan persekolahan yang amat kritikal menuju kelangsungan kerjaya, malahan kehidupan hari muka. Ramai pelajar-pelajar khususnya di luar bandar dan dari keluarga miskin yang amat terkesan oleh pelbagai hambatan dan tuntutan dari kelas maya yang agak canggih dan belum dikuasai oleh majoriti mereka. Malahan belajar tanpa kebersamaan guru-guru dalam kelas adalah amalan yang ganjil membawa satu kejutan budaya yang membatasi pelbagai aspek pembelajaran hingga ramai yang terjejas, terbelenggu, tertekan, malahan ada yang tercicir. Menambah parah, mulai peperiksaan SPM 2021 menyaksikan dasar kurikulum standard sekolah menengah atau KSSM yang baru telah diperkenal bahawa pertama kalinya di samping perubahan kandungan dan pendekatannya, ia mempunyai format menjawab untuk penilaian dan skema permarkahan yang berbeza dari sebelumnya, memberi akibat negatif bila tidak dipatuhi. Hakikatnya, perubahan ini telah didapati amat menjejas prestasi pelajar-pelajar kerana maklum balas yang diperolehi membuktikan ramai pelajar-pelajar, malahan ada guru-guru berkaitan juga, tidak memahami format penilaian dan skema permarkahan tuntutan kemahiran berfikir aras tinggi atau kebat untuk SPM. Maka, IMPAT telah bertekad untuk menyantuni pelajar-pelajar ini demi menangani masalah yang telah dihadapi dengan kerjasama Majlis Guru Cemerlang Negeri Kedah dan sentuhan pengalaman yang berbahagia Tan Sri Alimuddin Muhammad Dong, mantan Ketua Pengarah Pelajaran Malaysia, Penasihat Pendidikan IMPAT. Program intervensi SPM yang amat berjaya dilaksana untuk SPM IMPAT akan mengulangi usaha serupa untuk SPM 2023-2024. Penerusan program ini telah didukung kuat dari penilaian keberkesanan program 2021 oleh Pengarah Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Kedah yang berbahagia Tuan Haji Rozaini bin Ahmad. Usaha ini juga telah mendapat kelulusan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Program intervensi ini sekali lagi bertujuan untuk mengimbangi kelompongan dari PDPR dan jurang penguasaan KSSM dan pemahaman kaedah skema pemarkahan kebat. Program ini tertumpu kepada 6 subjek teras dalam peperiksaan SPM. Telah juga memberi dukungan untuk pelaksanaan program demi kemaslahatan pelajar-pelajar SPM. Ekoran saranan Ketua Pengarah Pendidikan Malaysia, program akan diperluaskan juga tumpuan utamanya namun sebagai memanfaatkan PDP digital dalam talian. Program ini akan boleh diakses dan terbuka juga kepada pelajar-pelajar seluruh negara. Malahan, usaha sedang dilaksana bagi memungkinkan pelajar-pelajar Malaysia Timur untuk mendapat manfaat. Keistimewaan PDP IMPAT SPM ialah ia akan dilaksana oleh guru-guru pakar yang berpengalaman dan mahir dalam PDP subjek-subjek berkaitan dari segi persediaan untuk peningkatan capaian dalam peperiksaan SPM. PDP program akan dilaksana dalam 3 fasa, bermula dengan sesi-sesi asas menyumbur minda dan usaha terhadap peperiksaan melalui modul-modul motivasi dan ajaran sentuhan rohani hingga persediaan menghadapi peperiksaan PDP bimbingan guru-guru.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day everyone. Good evening and my name is Mr. Imran Muhammad Saad and I am from Sekolah Menengah Agama Fauzian and I'm here with slot virtual with the Dinamik teachers for English subject and my co-host here is Mr. Alif from SMK Teluk Bayu. How are you, bro?
Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Imran. I'm doing fine, doing good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so first of all, we would like to thank Yayasan IMPAT for giving us the platform, the opportunity for us to help all of the students in Malaysia, especially to our students from SMA Fauzi and SMK Teluk Bayu, and of course to everyone, every SPM candidates, whether you are taking SPM this year or in the next few years. Okay, so now, without further ado, let me recap what we are going to do today. Let me try to give you a hint. Okay, so basically we are here to try to focus on SPM 1119, paper 1, which is reading and use of English. There will be 2 parts in our presentation. So the first part will be today and the second part will be on the other day, on the date set already by Yayasan IMPAT. But after this session, there will be other subjects, and of course, for English, there will be other teachers, excellent teachers, dynamic teachers to teach you for different papers. First, before we continue with the second session for paper 1, reading and use of English. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready, and I hope the students, for SPM students in Malaysia, especially to SMA Fauzi and SMK Teluk Bayu, I hope you are here with us, and let's begin. Okay, so again, I'm Mr. Imran Muhammad Saad from SMA Fauzi, and my co-host is Mr. Alif bin Muhammad Syarizan from SMK Teluk Bayu. Let's move on to the first introduction for 1119/1. Okay, so I believe all of you SPM candidates you know this one. What are the criteria? What do you have to do? What do you need to expect from paper 1? Okay, for paper 1, which is again reading and use of English. So there are 5 parts for paper 1. 5 parts for paper 1. Part 1, 2 and 3 will be covered today, while part 4 and 5, inshallah, will be covered on a later date after this, inshallah. Okay, so for part 1, we have 3 option multiple choice questions. For part 2, we have 4 option multiple choice clues. And for part 3, we have 4 option multiple choice questions. Okay. And for part 4 that will be covered later is gap text, and part 5 matching and information transfer. Once again, I believe all of you have known this, and I hope you are already well versed on what do you need to do and what you need to prepare. So hopefully we're here to help you with the minute details, with the small details that will inshallah help you to score better for paper 1 reading. Okay. These are our references while we are studying to prepare this module, these slideshows for all of you. Okay. All right. So first thing first, before you start anything for any subject, for especially for English and specifically for paper 1, for us the most important thing is, of course, you must have the proficiency. What is proficiency? The fluency and the understanding of the language itself. What language? Of course, English language. Okay, you really need to know, you really need to understand, and you really need to have a better grasp. Kena betul-betul tahu. Okay, you really need to understand, and kamu kena ada kefasihan dalam bahasa Inggeris in order for you to answer paper 1 specifically, and of course all 4 papers: reading, speaking, writing, and also listening. Because if you do not understand, okay, if you don't understand, it will be very, very hard for you to answer this question correctly. Okay, and we all know this. Kita semua pun tahu, tanpa kefasihan, tanpa memahami apa kehendak soalan ataupun perkataan-perkataan yang ada dalam soalan atau pilihan jawapan, susahlah untuk anda menjawab soalan dengan tepat dan betul. Okay, so how to have the proficiency, how to understand the words, how to understand the meaning, how to understand what the questions want. You must prepare. Okay, so it all comes together. Proficiency and preparation comes together. You have to prepare to be proficient. Okay, not everyone, I believe no one was born with the innate talent of to be proficient in English when you were given birth by your mother. Tak ada siapa pun keluar tu pandai BI. But because you have the practice, okay, the preparation, then you acquire proficiency and understanding of the language that will help you a lot for you to understand, for you to answer paper 1 reading. Okay, so remember, proficiency is very, very important, but do not make this as your stumbling block, sebagai penghalang untuk kamu cuba, for you to try to attempt to answer the questions, even though you may not understand for now what the question wants. Okay? Be prepared for it. Okay, SPM masih ada masa lagi untuk kamu bersedia. Okay. So what do you need to do first? Of course, you have to know this. The themes, tema untuk tingkatan 5 untuk SPM. What do you need to know? Of course, you know all of these: people and culture, health and environment, science and technology, consumerism, and financial awareness. So these are all the themes that will be covered for your SPM papers. And these are the topics that you have learned and you will learn during your Form 3, Form 4, and Form 5. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do about it? You have to read more about all of this. You have to read more. Why? Because you are preparing for you to understand, in order for you to understand the topics, in order for you to understand the theme. Kena faham topik, kena faham tema, barulah kamu akan dapat kefahaman untuk kamu menjawab soalan sekiranya keluar topik-topik ini. Okay, and of course, everything is in your textbook. Okay. Okay, so again, everything is in your textbook. You have seen this. Okay, everything's there. So please do not waste the resources available to all of you. And of course, it does not hurt for you to read more. Baca lebih lagi in order for you to expand your knowledge. Because you are not only preparing for reading by preparing, by understanding, by knowing what they are talking about, but you are preparing for every papers in English and of course for any other subjects. Okay, so please read more for your own knowledge. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to part 1, 3 option multiple choice questions. Okay, welcome everyone here. Okay, thank you very much for joining us. Inshallah, we have just begun. So now again, 3 option multiple choice questions mean ada satu soalan, ada 3 pilihan jawapan. So that's what it means by 3 option multiple choice questions. Okay, so tip number 1. First of all, first and foremost, to start the ball rolling, you must know the purpose of each question. Kena tahu tujuan, the purpose of each question. Kenapa ada soalan tanya macam ni? Kenapa ada soalan tanya macam tu? Why did the question ask for this? You have to know first the purpose. When you know the purpose, then you will know the ways how to tackle that type of question. Okay? So, understand the main points in text on a wide range of familiar topics. So basically, the first purpose of one of the questions for part 1 is for you to evaluate whether you understand the main points, the main idea in the text. Okay, be it a familiar topics or some unfamiliar topics. Topik yang kamu kenali, topik yang kamu tahu, topik yang kamu biasa, ataupun topik yang lain daripada yang lain sikit, yang kurang biasa ataupun yang jarang-jarang didengari, dibaca atau dibincangkan. Okay, so again, that's the first purpose, for you to understand, to test whether you can understand, you can find out the main points, the main idea keseluruhan tentang teks tersebut, teks pendek tersebut. Okay. The second one is to test whether you understand specific details and information. Maklumat yang khusus pula. Yang ni secara umum, apa teks tu berkaitan tentang apa. This one to test whether you understand the specific details and information. So basically, the skill for the first one is skimming, read all, everything. And the second one is scanning. You scan for specific details, you scan for specific information. And everything should be easy for those who are proficient. Okay, so this will help a lot for those who are not that proficient in English. You have to know this. Kamu kena faham. Kalau kamu kurang kefahaman, kamu kena belajar skill-skill. Teknik-teknik ini untuk mula mencari isi. But for those, bagi mereka who are proficient enough, it is okay, it is understandable for you to go through all the answer options and just answer based on your understanding. But you really do need to learn the skill first. Okay, and then one of the questions may ask you to guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. Guess the meaning. The meaning will not be given to you. You cannot use this scenario, of course. How to guess the meaning from the clues and other words, and of course by the context. Okay. So you have to guess the meaning from clues, daripada clue yang ada dalam soalan tu sendiri ataupun dalam pilihan jawapan. Okay, and they will test you on that, whether you can guess the meaning or not. Okay, again, for those who are very proficient, it's easy enough. Tengok aja, pak, you know which one is the answer. Okay. Alright, so let's try it first. Okay, Mr. Alif. Okay,
Yes,
you were
sir.
silent for too long. Can you please read the text for me?
Okay, sir. All right, so
Mr. Alif, I cannot hear you. Yeah, I cannot hear you. You're not audible.
Okay, test.
Okay, now I can hear you now. Okay, good.
Okay. Sorry, I think there's a microphone error. Okay, tea is a work of art and requires a master to draw out its best qualities, claims Iman Zafran in his famous book, Chai Tea. We at the Chai Tea Company follow that same tradition, allowing tea drinkers to appreciate the art of tea in its purest form. With characteristics of the finest Highland teas, our latest tea has been perfected.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Alif. Okay, so now, again, the purpose of the advertisement. Okay, what is the purpose? Tujuan. Kalau tujuan, dia nak tanya apa? Okay, the main idea,
Main idea.
the main point of the text. Okay, the purpose of the advertisement. Okay, you have to know this. The meaning of the purpose is tujuan. Okay, advertisement, iklan. Is, so you have to read the whole text, you have to skim, and then you have to find out the main idea, the main points of the short text, the extract here. And then you can guess based on the answer options here. Okay, so now the purpose of the advertisement is Allah. Of course, C. Is it C, Mr. Alif?
It is to improve the sales of tea from the highlands. I don't think that's the main purpose of our advertisement here today.
Yes, because our latest tea has been perfected. So basically everything here, okay, is to introduce the new tea product. So the answer is actually A, to introduce.
Yeah, the
You have to
keyword
read
is
all of it.
latest.
And then when you understand everything, then you will know the main purpose, the main point, the main idea of the text is, of course, to introduce the new tea product. Okay? Again, so this one is for you when to test whether you can understand the main point or the main idea of the text. Okay? So now for number 2, we are hiring sales managers. We are growing international retail business based in London with branches in Paris, Seoul, and Singapore. And we are now opening in Yan. Okay, so requirement, growing market-oriented fields, minimum 2 years retail experience, able to work on shift, and this is an excellent opportunity to join a company with big plans to expand right across Malaysia. Send your CV to globalretail@mymail.com and closing date is the 1st of September. And then when the question asks, which of the following statement is true? Yang mana antara pilihan jawapan ni yang mana betul? Bila kata yang mana betul, meaning you have to scan A and then you have to scan the text whether A is correct or not. So this one is of course to test whether you can identify the specific details and information. Okay, so now for A, there are job vacancies. Okay, what is, if you understand, again, come back to the main tips, main requirement, basic requirement for you to understand, for you to answer paper 1 correctly is your proficiency level. Kalau anda fasih, kalau anda faham, if you understand about the question 1, benda ni sangat-sangat senang. Okay, there are job vacancies, kerja. Job vacancies adalah kekosongan. There are job vacancies in various location. Tengok betulkah ada job vacancies? Yes, of course ada ada kerja kosong. We are hiring. Okay, kami ingin mencari pekerja. But then various location. Okay, kekosongan kerja di pelbagai tempat. Based on the text, when we scan, we are growing everything based in London with branches. Branches ada maksud dahan juga, tapi kat sini of course maksud dia bukan dahan tapi cawangan lain. Di Paris, Seoul and Singapore, and we are now opening in Yan. Only Yan, meaning there is only job vacancies in Yan. Satu tempat sahaja, so A is wrong. Okay, next we look at B. Fresh graduates can apply for the position. Graduate, orang yang dah habis belajar, okay, boleh apply, can apply for the position, but then when you scan, you can see that it asks for minimum of 2 years experience, 2 tahun pengalaman, so not fresh graduates. Okay, now we only left with C. Now let's check whether C is correct or not. The company will open more branches, akan buka lebih cawangan lagi. But here we can see only Yan. So where are the answers? Mana jawapan dia? The answers are actually down here. Okay, this is excellent opportunity to join a company with big plans to expand. Okay, masih lagi untuk membuka cawangan-cawangan lain across Malaysia, di seluruh Malaysia. So that's why the answer should be C. Again, when you scan for specific information, you are basically answering what the question wants. And you have to have the proficiency level to understand that kind of question. But inshallah, with enough preparation, I believe all of you can really do answer the questions correctly and confidently. Okay, now without wasting any more time, I'll pass the second part for today's session to Mr. Alif. The floor is yours, Mr. Alif.
All right, thank you, Mr. Imran. Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Alhamdulillah, yes, you are clear.
Microphone error just now. Okay, so I hope you are all still here, fresh to listen and continue with the session. So, as Mr. Imran has mentioned earlier, we have 5 parts in our paper 1. The first part is around 8 marks for the 8 questions. And then question 9 until 18, we will move into part 2. Okay, the 4-option multiple choice clause. If they're going to give you one article, one text, they will blank out a few sections for you to answer based on. Let's have a look at the next slide. All right, the purpose, those words that they blank out for you are going to test your lexico-grammatical knowledge. That's one of the purpose. Okay, to test lexico-grammatical knowledge. Apa maksud dia? Dia test grammar lah. All the things that you have learned, for example, present simple, past simple, and so on. There are around 12 tenses. And then we have other forms of grammar like noun, adjective, and so on. So many. You can have a look at your textbook at the last page there, 161, something like that. Have a look there. Jangan duk tinggal saja. Okay. So yeah, this is an example from this is the first CF sample trial paper. Okay, this is long ago. Banyak tahun dah. So I hope you have done this before, but if you haven't, let's have a look together. Okay, so this text, an excerpt of the text, kita ambil around 4 to 5 questions saja. Usually there will be a question 0. What does this mean? It's an example for you how to answer this type of questions. Dia bagi kat situ. But usually don't just circle here. Another reminder. This is a minute reminder. Tolong hitamkan, black out in the OMR form, because I see many of my students, they circle in the question paper, but they did not answer it in the OMR form. Unfortunately for them, if this is the real SPM, or dapat kosong lah. Right, Mr. Imran? Because they will scan your OMR paper, isn't it? So if you send an empty paper, then tough luck for you, my friend. Yes, okay, so jangan lupa. Ada masa, jangan lupa. Don't be panicky, don't be nervous. You have the time to transfer your answers.
Be prepared.
Yeah. Faham arahan soalan. Okay, so let's have a look at this text. The pangolin, often referred to as anteater, is an animal usually found blank Asia. So they are testing. The example here is testing the prepositions, right? So we have in, of, at, and from. So based on your prior knowledge that you have learned from your teachers, you can guess which one is the answer. Usually at we are using for specific place. If you're talking about in a general area, so we can use in. So of and from is a bit wrong here, but from can be used for origin. Okay, for example, the orangutan comes from Borneo, Sabah. Like the word from. So nampak macam kena. Maybe A, C, and D. Of is probably the most wrong answer here, I would say. But in and at tu hampa keliru, right? You're going to confuse in dengan at tu. Sebab kalau translate dia boleh jadi D.
Yes.
Boleh jadi. But then when you look at it clearly, in a bit clearer way, you can identify when do you use at, when do you use in. So that's where the example here gave you in. Okay, so now we are going to try here. You can answer also in the comment section. If we see that, we can also check if you answered it correctly or not. Okay, don't be shy. So number 9, it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. It is in fact a mammal. Okay, this one they are testing your linkers, isn't it? We have if, despite, since, and although. Okay, they are all used for different purposes. Kena tahu lah, you have to learn this beforehand, of course. If you don't learn it, how are you going to answer this? So by now, I think your teacher dah sentuh dah, maybe in the lower forms, maybe in form 4, maybe even form 5, your teacher repeated once again. So, Miss Imran, how do we answer this? How will you answer this? Which one do you guess first?
Okay, first thing first, I believe we really do need to understand the text first, the sentence first. So it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. It is in fact a mammal. So basically, this is contrasting points. Okay, contrasting point in the sentence. Bila point yang berlawanan, kita tengok kat mana, kat sini yang berlawanan. So the answer that comes to my mind is of course D. Although, walaupun ianya kadang-kadang disalah anggap sebagai reptilia, it is in fact, ia sebenarnya adalah mamalia. Is it correct, Mr. Alif?
Okay. Yeah, correct. Because you can see what Mr. Imran has already explained. Okay, bila dia nak bagi dua information, right? You want to contradict something. However, sometimes it can be mistaken as a reptile, is in fact a mammal, but there's no however here. So apa lagi synonym? Okay, this is another thing. Lexical grammatical knowledge is also including a vocabulary, synonyms biasanya. Okay, that one is also the other purpose. Secara banner besarnya, of course, is the lexical grammatical knowledge. But the pecahan dia, the subcategories there, it can include your past tense, present tense, all those things, as well as vocabulary, especially synonyms. Dia akan bagi perkataan-perkataan yang similar in meaning. Okay, we probably will find that kind of questions afterwards. Okay, so the next one, number 10.
Mr. Alif, should we ask the audience, the online audience, to try to answer question number 12? I don't know whether they will respond or not, but we'll give you some time, maybe 30 seconds, for you to try to type the answer, whether it is A, cure, B, factor, C, symptom, or D, prevention for number 12. I will give you about 30 seconds to see whether there are answers given by you guys. Okay, please try if you are here.
All right, I'll help you read the sentence just in case you are typing. You can listen to my reading of the sentence as well. So the demand for pangolins comes mostly from China, where pangolin scales are thought to be a blank for many health problems, yet there is no evidence to support this. Is it to be a cure for many health problems, to be a factor of many health problems, to be a symptom for many health problems, or to be a prevention for many health problems? Okay, tengok maksud dia, ada yang dekat-dekat sama tu. Okay, it might confuse you. So let's try. Put there your answer A, B, C, or D in the comment section. We'll give you around 30 seconds. Try. Kita nak tengok you guys faham or not.
Try to write down the answer here. Okay, from Sharmati, the answer given is cure. Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much, Sharmati.
Very fast. Good.
From
We need more. Come on.
Also, the answer is cure. Pangolin scales are thought to be a cure. So cure. What is cure, Mr. Alif?
Okay, cure maksudnya merawat. Okay. In BM, we call it merawat lah. It's like the doctor is curing your disease. You have maybe a fever, they will get your medicine that will help cure your disease. Okay, we have lots of answering
merawat, cure. Yes, it also can be a noun. Cure iaitu what's the word in BM? Penawar kan? Penawar. Is it right?
Penawar, yes.
Penawar kombinator. Okay,
if you're looking for the noun cure, correct. Okay. If you're looking for the verb cure, is merawat.
So now all of them answered cure. Okay, Penawar, Helwani, Iman, Fahim, and Sharumati. Yes, thank you, Madam Aiman. Cure is penawar. Okay, is cure A the correct answer, Mr. Alif?
Yeah, you guys all got it correct. The answer is cure. Very good. Give yourself an applause. Okay, good. You understand the correct use of these words.
Okay. Why can't it be, for example, D, prevention?
Okay, you have to look at the meaning first. What does the word
Yeah.
prevention means? Okay,
Okay, what is
pencegahan
prevention?
ataupun mencegah. In the
Oh,
verb one
juga.
is mencegah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
So you look back at the sentence. Kadang we can use our BM knowledge as well, our mother tongue knowledge. So, China weaponry skills are thought to be a pencegah for many health problems. Do you use this to prevent health problems or to cure health problems? Usually you use something to cure the health problems. Kan, prevent tu mungkin action yang awak boleh ambil sebelum penyakit tu jadi. For example, we have COVID-19, you can wear a mask as your prevention method. Right? You can vaccinate
Before it
yourself.
happens.
Yeah, before it happened. When you already got the COVID-19, then perhaps doctor will give you something else to cure the diseases, the
Penawat.
symptoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Next.
let's move on.
Wow.
These are the things that I said earlier.
Wow.
Yeah, all these things are under the banner of the grammatical knowledge. Are we going to read all of this? Obviously, no. You are going to learn this throughout your 5 years minimum in high school, in secondary school. All right.
Yeah.
So the more common one, I would say, would be the present tense and the past tense. Especially we have present simple, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, and maybe even present perfect and past perfect. These are some of the more popular tenses. And then we have obviously adverbs, adjectives. Yeah, those are not under tenses, but they are also very common. Kan, and nouns, of course. Now we don't forget about nouns. Macam tadi lah, synonym for vocabulary. It can be nouns, it can be linkers, it can be adjectives. Kan, so kena tengok semua. Especially adjective, we have the comparative and superlative. How do you change the spelling? Verb, irregular
I
verb. How do
always
you
remind my student, Mr. Alif, not to be scared to look at every grammatical items that need to be learned, because they are only going to have 10 questions for part 2, and then
Exactly.
probably they're going to be 2, 3 or 4 questions specifically about grammatical items, grammatical knowledge. Daripada 4 paper, 4 kertas, paper 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there will be only one part, satu bahagian sahaja for grammar, yang tu pun probably only 3 to 4 questions sahaja untuk grammar. But that doesn't mean that you need to take it lightly. Of course, we have to learn, because you're going to use grammatical knowledge here for your speaking purposes and for your writing. Okay, but don't be too tense. Allah, banyaknya benda nak kena baca. No, don't do that. Okay, right. You're learning English for fun and of course for our own benefit. Okay.
Right, when you isolate it, you look like it's a lot lah, nampak banyak kan. But when you don't have to actually memorize the name of each of these what do you call this, the grammar terms, like which one is past tense. I mean, you need to know, tapi tak perlulah hafal ada berapa jenis past tense, ada berapa jenis sekian. Don't have to, but of course you need to know how to use them. Okay, your teacher will have already taught you about how to use, when to use all these words. Kan? Nampak banyak, but I know you can do it. You just need practice. You don't have to 100% memorize it. Practice. And with that, let's practice.
Okay. All right. Madam Aiman said there's too many to cover. How do I make sure I can cover all of the topics? Where can I get the notes? That's a very good question. Where can you get the notes?
Yeah.
Of course, it's actually at the back of your textbook. And in your textbook itself, there are very short and simple notes for you to learn, for you to refer to when you answer every practices given by your teachers. And then at the end, at the back of your textbook, there are more explicit notes, okay, details about grammatical items in your download B1 Plus. And of course, you have in your full blast textbook, Form 4 textbook, Form 3, Form 2, and 1, your PAUS textbook. Everything is actually in your textbook, and I believe you have learned all of it. You have learned all of them actually. Okay, so please just remember, and then you always can retrace your step. You can always borrow the textbook from other students, and you can just relearn again and again with the guidance of your teachers. Okay. We need to know how to apply. Yes, By practicing, then you can know. Okay, you can't simply memorize. Okay, past tense means kena tambah d, kena tambah ed, kena tambah ing. No, it's not like that. You have to read the notes as your reference, and then you have to practice again and again and again, so that you know the structure. Dah nampak struktur ayat macam mana yang menjadikan jawapan kat sini adalah past tense. How does this structure makes the answer here is future continuous tense. Okay, how do we put adverb here? How do we put verb here? How do we add an s? By looking at the context and the structure of the sentence. How? By practicing. You know the rules, and then you have to practice. Don't simply read all the rules explicitly until you pening, and then muntah. No. Okay, so you have to practice. You have to know how to apply it. By again, look for everything in your own textbook. Okay? Okay, so talking about practice, let's practice. Okay, the floor is yours again, Mr. Alif. I will read
Okay,
it to
so
you. Okay,
okay,
sports
thank you, Mr.
have
Imran.
always been a stage for extraordinary individuals who capture the hearts and imaginations of fans around the globe. The number one, between 2022 and 2023 witnessed the rise of several popular athletes whose talent, charisma, and achievements propelled them to iconic status. There are some of the highlights of these exceptional individuals and explore the number two they had on their respective sports. Okay? So how to do this, Mr. Alif?
Okay, first, uh, the what do you call this? The positive points of this text is that they are using some of these lower frequency words, phrases.
Yeah.
If you notice, some of these I do not teach to my students yet because they are still at the low proficiency. So, tapi I will introduce them sometimes. The sentences or phrases or words yang agak high level sikit, where you use in your essay, it will help boost your language marks maybe if you use it correctly, of course. So how are you going to do this? So first, let's have a look at number one. Where is it? The blank between the year 2022 and 2023 witnessed the rise of several popular athletes whose talent, charisma, and achievements propelled them to iconic status. Okay, so that sentence is talking about um, the the time of 2022 and 2023. Something is happening. So when you're talking about time, these are some of the words that can be associated with time. Kan? We have age, we have date, period, and time. All these refers to time. So meaning this one they are testing in your vocabulary lah. Dia bagi synonym. In a way they are synonym, but they are not used the same. Dia tak digunakan secara sama. Bukan semua tu boleh
Yeah.
ganti-ganti. So for example, we have age. What does the word age mean, Mr. Imran?
Umur.
Yeah, or more. I am 20 years old. I am 30 years old, 16 years old, and so on. Yes. When you talk about your age, umur, you can use age. And then we have period. Here it means the duration of time, kan, jangka masa from A until B. Okay. We have English period from 9 until 9:30, for example. Okay. So date. What about date, Mr. Imran?
Date is tarikh 27th of June 2023.
Yeah, very good. So
Date
date
juga
is when
bahasa
you're talking
kurma.
about. Sorry, yeah, kurma. That's our favorite fruit when we are breaking our fast, kan? Especially those who are fasting tomorrow. Okay, date. There are two meanings of date. One is tarikh. In this context, it's tarikh. But there's also the food one. Very good. Okay, you remind me of the food there. And then we have time, iaitu masa. Usually you're talking about the time lah. Now it's 8:50. Now it's 9 p.m. or something like that. Time. So bila semua synonym, but you know when they are used, refer back to the sentence just now. Dia bagi the blank between 2022 and 2023. So I have already mentioned to you between A and D. Maksudnya tempoh waktu. Which one is the correct one then? A, B, C, or D? It should be period. Right, the duration of the time, right, from A until B. A here is 2022 and B is 2023. So the period between 2022 and 2023 witnessed the rise of several popular athletes. Okay, that's how you identify when they give you something similar, synonym.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so for number two, can we have all of the students here? Can you please
Now it's your
give us
turn.
your
You
answer
try.
for number two? Whether it's effect, challenge, or impact? Alright, these are some of the highlights of these exceptional individuals. Okay, manusia-manusia yang sangat hebat ni, sangat lain daripada yang lain, very one of a kind individuals, and explore the what effect, challenges, or impact that they had on their respective sports yang mereka ada. Okay, ini adalah highlight yang mana mereka-mereka ni dan explore yang kita melihat, kita tengok apa yang mereka ada terhadap sukan masing-masing. So, okay, can you guys try please? What's the answer for
put the
number
answers
2?
in the comment.
Just type the answer.
You can notice that number 2, most of the words are also close in meaning, isn't it, Mr. Imran?
Yes,
But the use are a bit different. So I hope you guys can try. Okay, we have Sharamati saying impact. Okay, any more answers, guys and girls?
Any more answers besides impact? Okay, now Fal also said impact. Okay, if you look at the meaning, impact means what? Kesan. Effect, kesan. Effect, memberi kesan. Challenges, cabaran. Okay, again, when you understand how to use the words, when you understand the meaning of the words itself, it will be very, very easy for you to answer this question correctly.
Sometimes
okay, so
they will put
4 facts here.
So impact. Also, sometimes I notice this, but not all the time. One of the answer is totally wrong. For here, you can see that challenges dia jauh, meaning dia lain sikit daripada yang lain. Sometimes, not all the time. Jangan do expect this one pula, guys. But effect, and impact, they have roughly the same meaning, but they are used in a different way. Semua tu kata kunci dia kesan. Tapi how are you using it, right? Okay,
so A is totally wrong lah because it is memberi kesan.
Memberi kesan. So,
so
cuma dia keliru ke awak dari segi kesan tu lah. I think we have most of the answers here say impact. So, yes, congratulations. That is the correct answer. Kesan. These are some of the highlights of these exceptional individuals and explore the impact they had on their respective sports. Very good. So, anda tidak tertipu dengan jawapan A dan C itu.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. Next one. In the realm of football, Kylian Mbappe emerged as one of the most popular and promising athletes of his generation. Okay, very popular figure for all of the footballers here. His explosive speed, exceptional skills, and innate ability to goals? Mesmerized fans worldwide. Mengagumkan kipas-kipas seluruh dunia. Mbappe's performances for Paris Saint-Germain and the French national team earned him numerous accolades, including the FIFA World Cup Best Young Player Award in 2018. With his infectious smile and humble demeanor, Mbappe became a role model, for aspiring young footballers. So the options here are A, score, B, scores, okay, same thing, scored, C plus D, and then scoring, ING. This one, of course, testing you on your grammatical knowledge. Okay, Salif?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Can you please try to put down your answers while Mr. Adi is explaining what he wants to do? Okay, go.
Okay, so you can try to put the answers here. I think some of you already got the answers. Okay, so in number 3, number 1 and 2 earlier, we were testing your vocabulary. Okay, now we are more focusing on your grammatical knowledge, especially the to plus verb. Okay, usually I think I will remind my students when you see to, mesti root word. Okay, 90% of the time, unless it's a gerund, that's another topic. Which we are not testing it in this sentence. I think I see the answers. They are giving you A already. Kan? Score, because to, after to root word. Itu I said it. So B and C buang. D is scoring. ING is only for gerund, but gerund is very specific. So you don't have to worry too much about it. Kena dia ada beberapa adalah sample yang akan use. Of course, it's still a trap. Sometimes it is the gerund answer. So kena tengok balik in the notes. in practice. But usually, yakinlah 90% of the time, kalau to, cari root word. Usually.
Yes, and for ing usually ada is, are, was, were, am kat depan dia.
Correct. It's your continuous tense. Okay, so yes,
And what about
very good,
scores, Miss
everyone.
Ali? Why is the answer not scores? S, because we are talking only about one person, Mbappe. Scores, I believe, tambah S for singular
subject, right? Very good.
Yeah.
But again, refer back to the word to. Bila ada to sebelah kita, okay, grammar usually tenses, tengok perkataan sebelah. There are usually a few words that will dictate apa yang akan ubah ejaannya. For example, if you see to, root word. You see models, root word. If you see is, are, am, was, were, ing. Adalah beberapa contoh yang lain. Biasanya verb ni dia bila dia main dua in pairs, tengok perkataan depan untuk tahu ejaan belakang. Usually, we don't change the second word, we only change the first verb. Bila ada dua verb. Itu akan perasan lah bila kita go deeper into each subtopic with our own teachers. So I think the answers here, they all gave A as score.
All can give
excellent.
Yes, all of you are correct. Excellent. Ni kalau SPM semua tak
Excellent.
starting. Amin.
Okay. Amin.
So yes, the answer for number 3 is of course A, score. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this one. All right. The period from 2022 to 2023 witnessed the emergence of popular athletes who had captivated the world with their exceptional skills, charisma, and impact, both on and off the field, from Kylian Mbappe's football wizardry to Amjad's basketball brilliance, Naomi Osaka's advocacy, and Daniel Fahim's athletic feats. These individuals left kiri. Kenapa tiba-tiba ada kiri kat sini? And mark on their respective sports, solidifying their places as icon, role model of the game. Okay, so the answer options here are forgettable, A, unforgettable, indelible, and D, temporary. Okay, try to write down, type in your answer, A, B, C, or D.
Okay, so while you are typing out the answers, I help you a little bit. Tengok perkataan sebelah the blank space. What is the word? What is the article there? Okay, the article is N. Biasanya we are looking for vowel, right? Vowel sounding words.
Yes.
Yeah, bukan tak semestinya ejaan dia vowel, but the sound. Yeah, for example, university is spelled with a U, but it is not a vowel sounding word. Contohlah university, kan? So, but number 2, check the the meanings of each of this. Kan? The first one, of course, you check the clues left behind in the sentences. Okay, after you check the clue, biasanya perkataan sebelah lah, kiri atau kanan. You check the meaning of the word. So forgettable, you know the meaning of forgettable, you can either circle it or dismiss it. Kalau asal salah, padam terus, potong. You can eliminate the everything.
So
even if you don't know the meaning, correct, Mr. Imran. Kalau awak tak tahu meaning pun, tengok clue sahabat tadi. It has to be a vowel sounding word. So A is wrong. We only have B and C left based on that category lah, based on that knowledge. Kan temporary pun tak boleh juga sebab key. So we have B and C. So check the meaning. We have unforgettable and indelible. So what is the meaning of unforgettable? Tidak dapat dilupakan. Okay, indelible, it means permanent, kekal. So both are differently used, but it can convey the same meaning. So these are very close with one another. So let's check the answers from our students before we select the correct one.
Syarwati has given the answer is B, and Muhammad Naufal put down there C, permanent. Unforgettable, tak boleh dilupakan. Indelible, permanent. Kesan yang tak boleh lah.
Okay, so we have two different answers here. Belum tak nampak the 100% conviction macam tadi. So how? We can wait for more. Maybe ada lagi tak? Any more students that want to try? This is a bit difficult. The words lah bukan difficult, bukan for less susah. Perkataan tu mungkin jarang pakai.
Yes. True.
Especially C, C mungkin kita jarang pakai. We have We have Daniel saying B. Unforgettable. Yeah, Teacher Aiman has given a good tip also. Utilize the hints from the text to help eliminate wrong answers, then only decide on the correct ones. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, kalau dapat kat sebelah N, remove A and D. So other clues include the word beside it, mark. What is mark? Tanda, right? You have tanda. So apa tanda biasanya? Which one? Unforgettable or indelible? Can you delete your mark? Can you delete is the what they call this? The opposite of indelible, right? Dia punya lawan dia, antonym dia. Boleh padam, tak boleh padam. Bila tak boleh padam, kekal. Okay. For example, when okay, maybe not you, your parents go voting. Remember election last time? You have the indelible ink on your finger yang color biru tu. Awak tak boleh padam sendiri kan, dia ambil masa. So yang tu tidak boleh dipadam lah. Usually that is the clue there. Mark. Kan? So that is why the answer should have been C. Indelible, mark, tanda. Unforgettable, if maybe the word is memory or something. Boleh lah. Well, unforgettable. Memory nya tidak dapat. Right, yes. So C is the correct answer. Most of you are answering B. Okay, very good try, but then I said, as also teacher Aiman said, tengok clue lain pula. Don't just check one clue. One clue might not be enough sometimes.
Okay, all right. So again, the answer is indelible first and foremost because of the word N. So N, E, indelible, and then the mark, kesan yang tak boleh dipadamkan. Okay, kekal, permanent. Okay, all right. Next, how to, okay.
Do you have more exercises?
Next, okay.
I think we have one more, right?
Okay, now, whether you're changing school or leaving home, this is a different text, yeah? Whether you're changing school or leaving home and going to college or university, meeting new people and making friends can be challenging, disappointing, exciting, or frustrating. However, walau bagaimanapun, there are things you can do to make it easier. So I can see here, the vocabulary is lower compared to the previous text. Okay, so everyone try to put down your answer, whether it is A, challenging, B, disappointing, C, exciting, or D, frustrating, because we have 26 minutes before we have to end the first session for reading paper 1. Okay, Mr. Alif?
Yeah. Okay, so while you are trying to get the answer, let me help you a little bit. Okay, in this context, this text, petikan ni, it is not just checking the word beside it or after it, but you have to check the next sentence as well. Okay, kalau dari segi maksud, challenging is mencabar, disappointing, mengecewakan, and so on. Exciting, teruja, and frustrating, mengecewakan. Is it? Is something down. B and D something down. A is challenging and C is something positive. So when you look at the answers, meeting new people and making friends can be, okay, kalau tak tengok ayat belakang, you can answer it as maybe challenging, kan? Bukan senang nak buat kawan baru. Is it disappointing? Maybe no, but might not be the answer. You can remove that, eliminate that as well. Exciting. Do you feel excited when you want to make friends? Sometimes yes, depends kan. Seronok dapat kawan baru, you go here and there, get new friends. Frustrating is something similar to B, so you can probably eliminate that. We have A and C saja tinggal. However, look at the next sentence. Okay, there are things you can do to make it easier, memudahkan. Okay, bila nak memudahkan sesuatu, mesti sebelum tu susah. Which one has the same or similar meaning as susah? I think you should now see the answer. A bit clearer now, kan? Nak buat kawan baru can be both A and C. I think some of my students answered that in class. Oh, sometimes I feel excited, sir, to make new friends. Dapat kawan baru, kawan lama boring. So yes, correct. But you have to check the sentences. So now we have a few answers here. We have Sharumati saying A, Daniel saying B, Ibtisam saying A, Ravin A, and Naufal also A. Daniel might have missed my explanation earlier. We have already eliminated the answer. Dia kalau excited nak bagi jawapan, dia terlupa pasal elimination process. Itu strategi kita jugalah. Buang, hak mana salah, buang siap-siap. Then if you're confident, if you're not confident, don't simply throw away. Nanti takut yang tu jawapan dia. So I think is that it? I think we have around 5 answers. Challenging, yes, that is the correct one because of the clue in the next sentence. Easier. Thank you, Hafiz as well.
Mencabar, but there are things you can do to make it easier, lebih mudah. Okay, excellent. Very good, students.
Excellent, everyone.
Okay, next. The first problem to overcome is meeting meets. So grammatical items, grammatical knowledge. These new people at school, college, and university, much of your time will be taken up with lessons, but then the same will be true for your colleagues, classmates, relatives, and friends. Vocabulary. Why not get together with a few others and form a study group? You can share notes and discuss assignments you've been given or any difficulties you may have. Find out what they like about the various teachers or perhaps what they don't like. Once the schoolwork is out of the way, you will have time to chat about what's going on in your life and theirs. Okay, everyone, try to answer the questions while Ms. Ali explain a bit more about this part.
Okay, so we have number 2 and number 3. Number 2, as Mr. Ibra already highlighted, they are testing your grammatical knowledge. And then number 3 is going to test you on the vocabulary lah, yang kosakata awak. Okay, so we go back to number 2. I have mentioned earlier in the previous exercise yang sports tadi tu, when you while using these tenses, tengok ayat depan, perkataan depan, bukan ayat, perkataan saja. Jumpa apa? Right? If you see to, you answer the root word meet, for example, if here. But if you don't see anything, awak kena tengok pula text tu past tense or present tense. However, this text ada satu lagi clue, iaitu is. Okay, the category of am, is, was, were, and are, kita akan pakai ing because they are the continuous form of the tenses. Kan? Bila ada dua tu kan. So the answer should be which one? I think I dah tersebut dah tadi yang ada ing. Okay, there's only one choice there for number 2. So number 3, while you are typing, before we confirm the answer lah. Number 3, if you still remember, is in unit 1 in your textbook because with my students pun I just reach around unit 3 lah, topik sport hari ni kan, around there. So unit 1 ni dah lama dah, mungkin yang dah lupa dah. It's been some time already. So they are talking about the different nouns that you can use to differentiate the types of people in your life. Okay, colleagues, classmates and friends, they are the same meaning lah, synonym. However, colleagues kita guna bila? Rakan sekerja. Maybe somewhere you work, maybe you work part-time at McDonald's. Kawan-kawan kat situ, they are your friends, but you can say them in more specific way is colleagues. Rakan sekerja. Classmates, I think you know because you have your friends at school, you call them classmates. Kan, rakan sekelas. Relative saja, bukan kawan lah. Relative is your cousins, saudara mara. Okay, your relatives. And friends in the general term lah. Kata umum yang awak nak cakap friends, kalau tak tahu, lupa yang lain-lain boleh pakai friends, no issue. Especially in your essay or speaking kan, lupa lah classmate tu yang mana tak tahu. Friends. Sudah, jangan peningkan diri sendiri. Sentuh sikit dekat speaking. Okay, so now let's have a look at our students. What have you answered?
Alright, Daniel answered C. Ravin said 2C and 3 is D. Naufal said number 2 is C. Sharawati number 3 is B. Helwani number 2 C. And Iman Zafran number 2 A. And number 3 is D. Okay, excellent effort everyone. Good job.
Excellent. Semangat ni.
Okay,
so let's have a look at the answers lah. Lagi. Oh yeah, Sakusa, yes, saya skip D, but for which one? I assume number 3 kot.
For number 3 kot.
Yeah. Okay, because number 2 sudah abang tadi dah, sudah terlepas dah pun actually. Kan, if you see the keywords in front of you is mesti ing. Very obvious dah. Kan, kalau 2 mungkin kena jaga-jaga takut Jaren. But most of the time is root word. Model mesti root word. Model macam can apa semua tu model lah. Can, should, must, all those things are model. Kita masuklah unit 6, so maybe in the next lesson unit 6 lah. Kalau ikut chapter macam saya baru sampai around unit 3, lambat sikit. Maybe some of the teachers are a bit faster, maybe dah sampai dah model. Okay, so number 3 yang akan confuse you a bit is unit 1. Okay, we can remove relatives. Why? Because they are talking about friends, right, in general. And then fokus dia kepada school, college and university. You can also remove A, colleagues tadi, kan, rakan sekerja. So B and D, they again, I already told you they are the same. Tapi bila kita nak fokus per specific, use the more specific word, pilihan perkataan, diction, word choices kita kena betul, kena tepat, especially in essay. Mungkin reading kita tak perasan, but it also helps you actually. Semua empat ni dia akan link together actually. They have a chain reaction. If you are good at one, doesn't mean you're not good at the other. You should be able to balance it out lah dari segi knowledge tu kan. Mungkin nak produce tu different ikut orang lah level kan. So the answer should be classmates because of the words that Mr. Imran has already circled there on the PowerPoint, that on the slideshow. School, college, university, there is where you learn, classes, so classmates. Again, kalau ada term yang lebih spesifik, go for that. Kalau tak ada, baru tengok yang umum, that is friends. Kan, umum punya. The answer should be big. Okay. Good job for all those that tried. Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations.
Yeah, I like that. That shows that you have the heart to focus on your SPM. InsyaAllah mungkin dapat result yang cemerlang lah next year.
Pray for the best for all of you, insyaAllah. Okay, so now, besides answering the questions, besides reading what you can about grammar and vocabulary, what else can you do? Okay, so this is a tip that you can do together with your friends and your teachers. Okay, first of all, you can select 3 or 4 texts or more from your textbooks or other reading materials. Okay, pilih mana-mana teks atau petikan, tak kisah daripada mana pun. Preferably from the textbook. Why? Kenapa dapat textbook? Because the words, the vocabulary for your SPM papers itself will be taken from your syllabus, which is in your textbook. But you can always, of course, take from other reading materials. Ambil je mana-mana petikan dan photostat yang gunting, photostat. Okay, then what you can do is make your own gaps. Padamkan, dah bersiap kan, bersiap 2 salinan, 1 salinan, padamkan beberapa perkataan. Make sure kamu ada salinan asal supaya kamu tahu, so that you know what are those words that you are trying to eliminate. You're trying to ask your friend to guess. Okay, make your own gaps. Buat tempat kosong sendiri. Diklik ke, lekat stiker atas dia ke, and then write options. Tulis juga pilihan lain. For example, if you look at this one, this one here. Okay, when you have the text, for example, kamu kosongkan sendiri. Okay, so kosongkan sendiri. For example, the word share. Okay, kosongkan the word share. And then you write down your own option. Tulis pilihan sendiri. For example, A, sharing. B, shares, ada S. C, shares, the same answer, the original answer here, the original word here. And then D, shared, ada D, for example. Okay, and then do a few more blanks, a few more gaps, and then swap with your friends and try to complete cuba jawab. Okay, how will this help you? This will help you a lot when you are discussing the answers. Bila kamu bincangkan jawapan. Why? Kenapa? Because you are the one who make your own gaps. Kamu yang buat gaps tu sendiri. Kamu yang buat tempat kosong tu sendiri. And you have given to your friend, for your friend to answer the question. Okay, and then when they discuss, okay, what's the answer? The answer is share, S-H-A-R-E, dia tambah S, shares. And then you know the answer is share. If you know why, you can say, okay, because sebelum tu ada tu, probably yang ni plural, sebab tu tak ada S. If you do not know, at least you know the answer is share, then you can discuss with each other. Why? Kenapa share? Kenapa tak ada S? Kenapa tak ada D? Kenapa tak ada ING? And then reconfirm with your teachers. Confirmkan balik dengan cikgu kamu. Okay, teacher, sir, I think the answer is, no, the answer is share, but we think it is because it is not singular. It is because ada perkataan to. Betul ke teacher? Betul ke sir? And then you will get the help that you need, insyaAllah. When you do it again and again and again, it will help you a lot in order for you to prepare for specifically part 2 bahagian 2. Okay, Ravin, I have a question. Can we use classmate to call our friends in college or university? So, Mr. Alif, that's a question from Ravin there.
Yeah, this is a bit open. If you are focusing on the class that you are taking, kan? For example, you are learning engineering 101, for example. And then the people in the same lecture hall or the tutorial hall, you can call them classmates, no problem. Or if you want a more general term, some people will call it college mates, university
Yeah.
mates. But I would call them classmates because we are learning in the same hall, same room. Kan maybe like for example, Mr. Imran is taking English. I'm taking engineering, for example. Then maybe we don't learn the same class in the same class. I would call him that's my college mate, for example. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not in the textbook, but these are terms that are used in when you are there in the university or college, I would say. Very good question, Ravin.
Yeah, I have to answer your question. Okay, of course you can call them classmate. It's not specifically only for school, no. Okay, but
Yeah.
if you really want to use it for school, for coursemate lain, for college mate lain, it is up to you. Okay, as long as you are using them correctly. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Example. Now we have your text here. Okay, you've chosen your own text, and then what you need to do is, okay, this one is a text that I've gotten from Unit 5, page 67 of your download B1 Plus. Okay, so now we have here, okay, the words here, and then we try to eliminate. We try to blank out, decompose. Of course, you know the word is decompose, no S, no D, no ING, and then you blank it out, and then you blank out polluted. This one has D, okay, and then you have it here, okay, all right, and then without, okay. Then what you do is, next is you write down the answer options. One of them should be the original word here. Perkataan asal yang ada kat situ. For example here, decompose, B decomposes, and then decomposed, D. Okay. And then without, you put them for, in, or without. And then you exchange with your friends, and then again, try to answer the questions, and then discuss first before you reconfirm with your teachers. Okay, and hopefully when you do this together on your own time, okay, your teachers will be super proud of you, and they will help you voluntarily, and they will really do try to make you understand why the answer is decompose, why the answer is without, by looking at the context, by looking at the meaning of the words before and after, and of course by looking at the grammatical rules. Kenapa kena guna without? Kenapa tak boleh guna in? Kenapa kena ada S? Kenapa tak boleh ada S? So you are actually doing everything again and again and again tanpa baca specifically, explicitly buku grammar seketul, tanpa tengok dictionary, without looking at dictionary, tengok setiap perkataan, vocabulary for you to improve. No. Okay, so you are doing it holistically, secara menyeluruh. Okay, alright. So that's what you can do. And then again, for you to try to guess the meaning of unknown word, basically for you to answer the question, kalau tak tahu maksud perkataan, you can guess the meaning by looking for clues in the context, the words before and after it, as well as the previous and following sentences. Tengok berdasarkan konteks ayat. Agak-agak apa maksud perkataan ni berdasarkan konteks ayat, berdasarkan clue-clue yang ada. And look for the clues in the word itself. See if it is similar to any other words that you know. For example, perkataan inform. Okay, maybe kamu tahu perkataan inform, and then dapat perkataan information. Oh, okay, inform, maklumkan, maklum, information. Oh, maklumat. Okay, that's how you try to guess. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it may not work, but you may not know. Mungkin kamu tak tahu dia tak berkesan, but at least it will help you. Okay, some of the times it might help you, and we pray that it will help you during your SPM itself. Okay, so again, try to guess the meaning of the words. Don't simply left it behind. Okay, I don't know this. Tak mau ambil tahu. No, try to guess first. Okay, that's how you learn. And when you have applied everything that you know, when you have to do it again and again and again, then you can apply what you have practiced before during your SPM itself. Okay. All right, and then of course you have done this again and again and again during your Form 1 years, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, and of course everything is in your Form 5 textbook. Okay, specific exercises for you to do on your own and for you to discuss with your friends and then your teachers. Specifically, vocabulary on collocations, expression, phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are very prominent, okay, in paper 1 and of course in your writing. Okay, please use them a lot. Okay, specifically for paper 1. All right. And then you have also phrasal verbs, commonly confused words. Okay, this is for vocabulary. All right. And then you also have the progress review at the end of every unit. You have grammar part, and then you have the part to redo again what you have learned for vocabulary. Okay, for example here, the airport staff said the passengers to board the flight. The airport staff told the passengers to board the flight. So everything here you have learned in the unit itself, and then you are just reinforcing, mengukuhkan lagi, okay, by doing the progress review, the vocabulary exercises, the collocation exercises, phrasal verb exercises, and everything. Okay, so everything is there actually in your textbook. And then you have another one which is your workbook, and then your test book to go with whatever handouts given by your teachers. Okay. All right, so we're supposed to go for part 3, but now it's 9:23. I don't know whether we can finish part 3, but let's go into it okay, with the time left. But then after that, we will continue during our next session for the day. So don't worry, this is a YouTube live, so meaning you can rewatch it again before we start our next session. Okay. All right, Madam Aiman, make a point to do all of the vocabulary and grammar exercises in your textbook. Take initiative to do without being told. Yes, because we teachers have our own lesson plan given by the ministry for us to do. Okay, but then if you have your own, like take your own time to do the extra exercises in your textbook. You don't have to find anywhere else. You can use everything in your textbook to do it again and again, and you can do it on your own. You can do it with your friends. You can do it with your teachers. Okay, please do them again without being told. Why? Because we teachers, we like that. Okay, my teacher, saya dah buat yang ni, I've done this. Can you please help me to check whether it's correct or not? Berbunga hati. Okay, especially for those students who are very less proficient than others. Okay, try to show that you are making an effort, and your teachers will, of course, make the extra mile, walk the extra miles, make the extra efforts to help you to gain knowledge, to understand better. Okay?
Make it
Okay,
a habit.
alright. So for part, sorry?
Yeah, make it a habit to do it beforehand, because kalau disuruh baru nak buat, it will take a lot of time for you to improve. So what Mr. Imran and Miss Aiman said is very true. Yeah, so take that to for your future planning.
Okay, yes. Okay. All right. So for 5 more minutes, let's look at part 3. Task type 4 option multiple choice. Remember, 4 option means 4 answer options. 4 pilihan jawapan. And then 8 items. 8 soalan sahaja. Only 8 questions. Okay. Task format is 1 extended text, 650 to 700 words. Meaning 1 longer text yang lebih panjang compared to part 1. Basically, it's the same as part 1, but it is using only 1 text, 1 petikan sahaja, and there are 8 questions based on the text. Okay, it can be an extract from a novel, a magazine, a newspaper strips, or anything. Okay. Alright, so tip number 1, so please be familiar with what the question wants. You have to know what the question wants, what they are testing you on. Okay, again, main point, main idea by reading specific paragraph for part 3. Guess the meaning, vocabulary by looking at the contextual clues. Tengok berdasarkan konteks ayat atau perkataan itu sendiri. And then look for specific details, specific information. Scan for the information in the text or in the paragraph itself. So usually they will pinpoint you where can you find the answer in paragraph 1, in paragraph 2, so it's actually easier for you to find the answer. Okay, and then it may ask for you to guess or to know the opinion or the attitude of the writer itself, whether it's positive or negative, or what the writer think when they are writing the extract. Okay, so main idea, specific detail, guess the meaning of the words, and also guess the opinion or the attitude of the writer, whether he or she agree or disagree with what is happening in the text itself. Okay. Tip number 2, try to answer multiple choice questions in your own words. You can do this. It's not a must. Okay, setiap kali kena jawab sendiri. No. There are a lot of tips for you to pick and choose. Nak buat semua tips sekali untuk satu soalan pun boleh. Or you can use, okay, this one suitable for this question. Tip number 3, suitable for this type of question. Or all of them can be used for this one question for you to really know, confirm. Okay, ni kot jawapan dia. Ni kot jawapan dia. Okay, so try to answer in your own words first, meaning you read the text first, you read the paragraph first, and without looking at the answer. Sebelum tengok the answer option, pilihan jawapan, before you are distracted, terganggu ataupun terpengaruh with the answer options, cuba try to answer in your own words first. Okay, once you think you know the answer, look at the options, tengok pilihan jawapan ada tak yang kamu teka berdasarkan, based on your reading, berdasarkan pembacaan kamu pada perenggan-perenggan tertentu. And if you see the answer that you anticipated, the one that you guess, circle it and then check the text to be sure that it is the correct answer. Okay, so this is a question from SBP Trial 2021. Okay, alright, Mr. Alif, can you please read this dialogue?
Sure. Ahmad, my elder brother is driving me up the wall. Okay, dia guna idiom kat situ. What did he do this time, Ali? He sneaked out the house and got caught, and he had the nerve to ask me to lie to my parents to hide the truth. Maybe you can text your mother and tell her the truth. I suppose I can do that. Thanks, Ahmad.
Okay, and the question is, why is Ali's brother driving him up the wall? For those less proficient students, okay, driving, memandu, atas, dinding. Okay, so this is actually a, what you can say, what is it called? Simpulan bahasa in English? Blank.
I think, isn't it idiomatic expression?
Yes, expression.
Idiomatic expression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is Ali's brother driving him up the wall? If you understand the meaning, it's very easy for you to answer. Okay, you find the meaning. Okay, kenapa drive him up the wall? And you can find the answer here. But if you do not know, it will be a bit hard for you to answer this type of question. Okay, so now driving him up the wall. The answer is the words can be found here. My elder brother is driving me up the wall. What did he do this time? Okay, so you can guess benda yang tak elok berlaku kepada dia. Okay, abang dia buat apa kat dia. Okay, what did he do this time? Okay, and then you can see he sneaked out of the house. What did he do? He sneaked out of the house and got caught. Okay, yang tu apa yang dia buat betul, tapi adakah itu yang drive him up the wall, drive Ali up the wall? Okay, ada berkaitan dengan Ali. Okay, here, me. And he had the nerve to ask me to lie to my parents to hide the truth. So why, kenapa driving me up the wall means bagi saya marah, bagi saya keras, bagi saya geram. Why, kenapa? Because dia sanggup minta saya untuk menipu kepada mak ayah saya. Okay, so kita tukar tu. He had the nerve to ask me to lie to my parents. Okay, here ada tak? Ada yang Ahmad buat? No. Ada Ahmad buat pula. Ali's brother asked him to do anything? Here, no. In here, no. Okay, so now you can guess he had the nerve to ask me to lie to my parents. A. He likes climbing walls. Dia suka memanjat dinding. Okay, if you understand the expression here, then you know A is wrong, totally wrong. You can eliminate, buang. He demands Ali to give him money. Money is not here. And he wants Ali to cover up the truth on his behalf. Ask me to lie, cover up the truth. So the answer is officially C. Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
we
correct.
have
Correct.
Daniel Ibtisan
Yes.
answered C. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, right. Congratulations. Okay, so that's how you practice to answer this type of question. Again, practice. Be prepared. Okay, don't be prepared during the SPM itself. Bukan masalah time SPM tu lah. Okay, nah, ni nak practice apa yang Seadil beritahu, apa yang Mr. Imran beritahu, apa yang Madam Aiman cakap. No, you have to practice from now so that you can do it automatically on your own when you are alone in the hall to answer the question. Okay, alright, so I think we can do one more tip before we have to stop. Now it's already 9:32. Okay, elimination. Try to eliminate the answer options that are clearly wrong. Okay, you can see that what I've done before and what Mr. Alif has done during his session, during his part for part 2. Elimination memang boleh buat untuk mana-mana jenis soalan. Okay, specifically for answers that you can eliminate for you to focus on. Okay, which one the answer? Daripada 4 pilihan, tinggal 3, okey lah. Daripada 4 pilihan, tinggal 2, okey lah. So the ratio, the risk for you to take, okay, A, B is of course lower than when you are trying to guess teka daripada 4 pilihan. Okay, sometimes these are often options that include negative words. Kata-kata negatif such as no one, tak ada siapa pun, never, tak pernah pun. Why? Kenapa yang tu supposedly clearly wrong? Because these are extreme and are usually incorrect. Selalunya extreme adapun salah with regards to the text. Look at the questions below. Which options are likely to be wrong? What does the writer suggest about print books? So based on this tip here, agak-agak A, B, C, D, yang mana kita boleh buang dah because it has negative words such as no one, never, yang ekstrim, terlalu ekstrim sangat. Yang mana kita boleh buang? For example, A, no one steals them. B, e-books will never replace them. C, they have a lot of positive points. Or D, they have better prices than e-books. We are not trying to answer the questions. We are trying to eliminate based on the inclusion of negative words. Yes, Rabin. A, no one steals them. Okay, this one we can eliminate. Kita boleh buang. Kemungkinan tinggi dia adalah salah. Okay, e-books will never replace them. Never. E-books, electronic books takkan menggantikan buku yang dah diprint. Takkan sesekali menggantikan buku yang diprint. Okay, so yes, we can eliminate A and B. So from 4 options, we are down to 2. Tinggal 2 lagi pilihan jawapan. And then you can read the extract, read the paragraph, the specific paragraph mentioned for this question. So daripada perenggan tu, find the answer. Which one is the answer? C or D? Okay, so very good. Congratulations. Okay. All right. Okay, so I think we have to stop here because the time is already up. Okay, the time flies very quickly when we are having fun, and we are really having fun because of your responses, because of what you are doing tonight, because of you are taking the time, okay, to listen to us and try to respond, okay, correctly or incorrectly, but we see your effort, okay, and we appreciate your effort here, and hopefully we can see you guys during our next session for English reading paper 1. Okay, but after this there will be other subjects, and then for English I think it will be Madam Aiman herself with Dr. Sahara from Bali. So remember, we are having excellent teachers, guru cemerlang, guru Dinamik, here to help you for free. You don't have to pay anything, okay, but you have to try your best to participate, okay, untuk menyertai, untuk respon dalam mana-mana kelas yang kau masuk under Yayasan Impact Virtual Platform. Okay, so I think that's all from us. If you have anything to ask, feel free to ask now. If not, thank you, and thank you to Mr. Alif, and of course to Yayasan Impact for giving us the opportunity. And hopefully we can see you guys for more tips for part 3 and for part 4 and 5 for reading, paper 1, reading and use of English. Okay, so we apologize for any mistakes done, and hopefully we pray that you will get the best results for your SPM 2023-2024. Okay, see you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening everyone. Bye-bye.